The JoLynn Braley Show, Episode 15, 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin. Hello and welcome. This is JoLynn Braley, the FAT Release Coach, and this is the JoLynn Braley Show. Join me on today's show as I go beyond the food to the real issue, your mindset. You see, mindset is 90% of your current problem if you already know how to eat right and exercise, but you're not doing it. 10% of your challenge is the healthy eating and exercise, but what good does that information do you if you're not actually doing it? Once again, my name is JoLynn Braley. I am the FAT Release Coach. I help exceptional women and a few cool men achieve permanent weight loss by getting a weight loss mindset in my proprietary, proven, step-by-step system, the Inner Self Diet. I am a certified master NLP practitioner and coach, and I use all of my skills combined with my certified law of attraction skills, coaching skills, and my intuitive skills to mentor my clients to permanent weight loss. What does permanent weight loss give you? And what does a weight loss mindset give you? Well, actually, a weight loss mindset gives you permanent weight loss. For when you have the right mindset, it's very easy to then do the 10%. And again, what is the 10%? That is living a healthy lifestyle, how you eat and how you exercise. So, on today's show, what we are talking about is the topic of 31 days of loving yourself thin. So, let's first answer the question, what does it mean to love yourself thin? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Or are you of the school of thought that in order to achieve, you must struggle, and pain is gain, and life is hard, and weight loss should be extremely hard. You should always battle for the rest of your life, and that's just how it is. Well, if that is where you are coming from, then loving yourself thin probably sounds very foreign to you. However, here is the thing about that. Which feels better to you? When you are feeling good or when you're feeling bad? I would expect that you would say when you're feeling good. And what feels good? Does love feel good or does fear feel good? I would also expect that you would say that love feels good, not fear. So what does it mean to love yourself thin? It means that you actually learn exactly how to fall in love with yourself right now at the weight that you're at for the purpose of making weight loss easier for yourself. How could that make weight loss easier for you? Well, how is it working for you right now to criticize yourself and beat yourself up for your overeating and your lack of exercise? What kind of results are you getting from criticizing yourself, from telling yourself that you should be doing better, from shoulding all over yourself, and beating yourself up mentally? What are the weight loss results that you are getting from doing that? Now just imagine if you could love yourself thin, what that means is that you would be nice to yourself. You would take daily simple steps to be nice to yourself right now, which might sound kind of funny that anyone would need to teach you how to be nice to yourself, but in all honesty, how nice are you to yourself each day? Do you truly love yourself right now at the weight you're at? Do you love your body right now at the weight you're at? Or do you look in the mirror and say, what the hell is wrong with you? Why can't you stop eating? I can't stand your fat. Which one do you do? When you learn how to love yourself thin, the results that you get from doing that is you make weight loss easier for yourself. You feel better about yourself while you're losing weight. You make it easy to do the things that you already know how to do. What are those things? Healthy cooking, healthy eating, eating only when you're hungry, physically hungry, stopping when you're physically full, which means, oh, this is interesting. If you felt good, then why would you need to use food to try to feel good? So if you're an emotional eater and you learned how to love yourself thin, then why would you need to turn to food any longer to try to make yourself feel better? Therefore, what would be the need to emotionally eat? There wouldn't be any need, would there? That sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? If you've ever wanted to stop emotionally eating, and if you know that if you could stop emotionally eating, that then you would not be overeating like you are now. And if that were the case, then how much weight could you lose? Does that make sense? If you were not emotionally eating, if you were feeling good without the food, and you are not emotionally eating, then how much weight could you lose? Would you possibly be eating only when you were physically hungry then? I would think you would, wouldn't you? Now let's look at someone who actually did the full course. This is a new course of mine that I have just released, and you can find it at 31daysoflovingyourselfthin.com. It's 100% online, so you can be anywhere in the world and do it. You don't need to invest in any travel expenses or hotel rooms to love yourself thin. All you have to do is log on online, and you can do the steps right from the comfort of your own home. And here's someone who has some feedback about 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin. This is from a member of the Diet Blogs community at loseweight.com. She said, I'm on day 28 of JoLynn Braley's 31 Days to Loving Yourself Thin, and I have to say I am 110% loving it. I just got back from my sister's weekend wedding where we ate, drank, and were basically way too merry. The scale in the week leading up to the wedding has been in the 129 range, which is awesome. I decided I was going to be happy with myself up about all of the festivities I partook in this weekend. As you can see, I'm reading what she wrote, and this is how she wrote this. She goes on to say, guess I'm too busy loving myself, and you know what? The scale said 130.4 this morning. Considering the fact that my goal is 128.4, I now know I can do it. I feel great about the way I look, and I know that I am happy at this weight. It's so funny because when I was heavier, I had a larger chest, and then she wrote TMI, right? But now that I'm much thinner, I'm so grateful for my small chest and for so many other things now that before I would not have been happy about. I have it in my mind that by day 128.4. You can read this yourself on 31daysoflovingyourselfthin.com. Also, enroll yourself in this course and get your own results of making weight loss easier for yourself, of being happy with your body, of making it easy for you to live a healthy lifestyle. I mean, gosh, if you could simply do the things that you already know how to do when it comes to eating healthy and exercising, and if it was not a big struggle for you, then what could possibly stop you from reaching your goal weight and keeping the fat off? Would there be anything that could stop you? So when you enroll in 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin, what you get are 31 modules of course lessons delivered daily in the membership area, and you get to go at your own pace. However, you can certainly do one lesson per day, just like the woman whose testimonial I just read to you, and then you'll get your results even quicker. And the whole point of Loving Yourself Thin is to do something that actually works for you. And this is a very, very simple thing for you to figure out for yourself right now. Just ask yourself the question, how has it been working for me to beat myself up about my overeating and my fat? How has that been helping me lose weight and keep it off? So if all of that negativity has not been helping you, then could it be possible that loving yourself thin could help you? And something else that is very important to understand about what loving yourself thin means is that all actions in your life come out of one of two core spaces. Either the space of love or the space of fear. Those are the two core bottom line energy spaces of any action you take. And what would you think the answer to this question is? If you are struggling with your weight, continually overeating, unable to lose weight and keep it off, would you guess that your actions for your body are coming out of the space of love or the space of fear? And then on the other hand, if you were having fun, living healthy and fit, if you enjoyed eating healthy foods and taking care of your body, if you loved your body, and if you were happy about what you see in the mirror each day, would you then expect that your actions in that scenario would be coming out of the space of love or the space of fear? It makes sense to you that if you actually were having fun and loving yourself and loving your body, that your actions would be coming out of the space of love, correct? And then where you are now, constantly overeating, stuck, losing some weight, always regaining it, frustrated, fed up, it makes sense to you that your actions are coming out of the core space of fear. So, if you want to break out of that, how you can do that is you can start right now on your journey of 31 days of loving yourself thin. Let's do some shout outs for the JoLynnBraleyShow.com, and how you get a shout out from me is you simply go to the JoLynnBraleyShow.com and click like to like our Facebook page. Each week I am giving shout outs to all of the new likes on the page. This week's shout out goes out to Ed. And next week I would like to give several more shout outs to more of you out there who are listening. There's no need to be shy. I only share your first name on the show, so it's all okay. And the way that you'll get a shout out from me is simply go to the JoLynnBraleyShow.com and click like to like our Facebook page. It's a lot of fun. You'll also get other updates from me there on the page. All right, a quick commercial break. This week's sponsor is, coincidentally, 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin.com. You can also get to 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin by going to loveyouthin.com. And once you get there, you can join the 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin online course, and you can take the journey for yourself to the results of making weight loss easier for yourself, of actually feeling good about you and learning how to appreciate yourself, appreciate your body, and feel good for a change. Can you imagine what that would do for every single area of your life? If you could actually get happy right now, regardless of your weight. Can you imagine what that would do for you in your work life, in your relationships, of course in your level of fitness, in your spiritual connection? Everything is easier in life when you feel good. That is a universal law. It is a basic fact. It's not something that I can make up. When you allow yourself to feel good and you learn how to do that, because of course I completely understand that it's annoying for somebody to tell you to just go feel good. It's a lot more difficult than it sounds, isn't it? And I've been there before. I know what that feels like. But when you can take very simple steps each day for 31 days to love yourself then and to feel good about you, then what could possibly stop you from losing the fat and keeping it off? Because if you actually were to like the journey of weight loss instead of fighting it, why wouldn't you just do it? I believe that you would just do it, and I'm sure that you believe that too. So you can find that at 31 Days of Loving Yourself Thin. Okay, so today's question of the day to ask yourself, you can write this down on paper and answer it for yourself with pen. Very simple question. What exactly would change in your life if you could love yourself thin? What exactly would change in your life if you could love yourself thin? Wow! Just imagine feeling really good about you and enjoying your body, liking what you see in the mirror, feeling happy about yourself. How would that impact every single area of your life? If you look at that in a very broad sense, just look at it as an attitude shift. Everything is hard when you feel bad, isn't it? Everything feels like a drag. It's difficult to get out of bed in the morning when you feel really bad. So just imagine feeling so good that you were excited about each day and the opportunities that it would bring, even at the weight you're at. That's the place that you need to get to so that your weight loss will become easy for you, so that you're actually excited about it and you follow through and you stay consistent. Okay, so what you learned today on the JoLynn Braley Show, you learned that all of your actions, they originate out of one of two core spaces, and those spaces are either the space of fear or the space of love. You learned that you really can learn how to love yourself thin, and if you do the steps over a short 31 days, and you do love yourself thin, what you will get is you will make weight loss easier for yourself. You'll feel so much better about yourself while losing weight. You'll make it easy for yourself to do the things you already know how to do. The healthy eating, the healthy cooking, the exercise, the staying consistent, all of those things that you know you should be doing, but you're not doing them. When you feel good, it's easy to do those things that are good for your body, and that's what loving yourself then gives to you. You also learned today that everything is easier when you feel good. And I actually expect that you don't need me to tell you that. You already know that from your own life experience. Have you ever had the experience of being caught in a traffic jam, but because you were on the way to a very fun, exciting event, maybe it was a date with someone that you're in love with, well, even though you were in traffic, you didn't get upset about it because you knew what was coming up ahead. Well, imagine if you could be on your weight loss journey, and because you would believe in yourself and know what was coming up ahead, you would not be upset about where you are right now. Wouldn't that be really neat to be able to actually have fun releasing the fat and know that where you're headed, that you're going to get there, and that you can keep the fat off? You learned today that 31 days of loving yourself thin can do that for you. Okay, so be sure and go over to the JoLynnBraleyShow.com and click like to like our Facebook page, and then you will get a shout out from me on an upcoming episode. That's a lot of fun doing that, and I'm very appreciative of all the folks who like the page, and so that's always fun to do. Also, if you're subscribed in iTunes, go ahead and just give the show a 5-star rating. That would be wonderful. Today is episode 15 of the JoLynn Braley Show, and we have been going strong consistently every single week since the first week of January, which was the first show of the JoLynn Braley Show. Wow, imagine this. What if you could say 15 weeks from now that you had stayed consistent that entire time with your healthy lifestyle? How many pounds would you have lost by then, 15 weeks from now? Wouldn't that be neat? I think it would be neat for you, but you need to answer that question for yourself. So thank you so much for being on the show today. This is JoLynn Braley, the FAT Release Coach, and this is the JoLynn Braley Show. Go over to 31daysoflovingyourselfthin.com, and you can also, while you're there, you will get to grab a very special introductory rate so that you can get in the door and get started immediately. Here's to your best life in your ideal body.